All right, everybody. Well, welcome back. Hi, Ann. How are you?
I'm doing well, Ab. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's nice to see you here. How was your week?
Great to see you. My week is today's Thursday, correct?
Today is Thursday, thank God.
See, I feel like every morning this week I've woken up and being like, what day is it? What am I doing? You know, some weeks are just like
Spiritually,
that.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I do feel that in my soul.
But I'm doing well. I'm ready for it to be Friday. I'm moving this weekend, so that's really fun.
Very exciting.
So fun. Moving on top of working.
Yep.
And, just
doing all of it.
It's a really enjoyable experience.
Yeah, of course. Moving is always fun. It's always something so exciting.
Like I should have just hired people. I mean, I don't have that much stuff, so like it would be stupid
right. That's what I was gonna say. I feel like you guys don't have a ton of
but it
ton
just
of stuff.
sucks.
I know it is. It's always brutal.
We were packing up glasses, and we've accumulated 50 glasses.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're two people,
Right.
and
what do we need all these glasses for?
You use the same 3 glasses.
Yeah, of course.
There is no reason. There's no reason for all of them.
No, that's why I was like, when we were registering for stuff when we were getting married.
Yeah,
I said we don't need we don't need fine china. We don't need any of that stuff. But I did get some nice wine glasses, and then I got them and I was like, I'm never going to use these. And just recently I've started using them a little bit more, having people over and stuff.
Sure.
But I really didn't need them. They're very expensive for absolutely no reason. They look nice in pictures, but I didn't really.
Well, you're going to have to throw a party.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay,
we absolutely, definitely are. I think we should.
I love a party at your house.
I love a good party at my humble abode.
It's always a good time. My most favorite memories are parties at your house.
We had a beer Olympics at my house a couple summers ago, and that was, I swear to God, that was a pivotal moment in almost everybody's lives. That was a big day. I don't know why, but so many things happened that day, and it was a really good time.
I feel like everyone was just so ready to party and be around people and enjoy each other's company. And we all just I hate using the word present, but everyone was so present
yeah.
in that moment.
No, we were very in the moment at that time.
And I'll never forget it. So thank you for throwing it.
You know what? Anytime. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. I love hosting. I really do.
And you're a good host.
It brings me great joy. But it's hard because we have obviously we have a ginormous dog. So, and not everybody likes dogs. So sometimes I feel bad, but I mean, she's fine.
If you're not a dog person though, just get over yourself.
I totally agree with you. As a dog person, I completely agree with you. Cat people stress me out.
And it's not like your dog is attacking people.
No, she's super sweet. She's just ginormous.
But she's an angel.
She is an angel. And she's honestly snatched. She's so skinny.
She's so skinny.
She's so thin. Every time people say she's so thin, I'm like, yes.
Yeah. What diet is she on? She looks great.
I'm like, she's one of the newest Hollywood influencers on Ozempic. Thank you. But anyways, yeah, so something exciting is I finished my master's degree this week.
Abby!
So yes, big ups for me. Feels so good to finally be done. I worked my ass off for the last 2 years. Everybody said, oh, getting a master's is so easy. It's not even hard.
Who is saying that?
People who lied to me.
That's crazy.
No, people who lied. People who
They're
said
not your friends.
No, they lied. And it was hard. But this last week I had to basically sit in front of a panel of all of my professors and defend myself.
Oh my God.
Basically, in terms of what I learned throughout the course of my program.
Right.
So each of my 3 professors got to ask me any questions that they wanted to about what I learned in this program. It was so hard. I was so scared. I absolutely fumbled so badly over one question, and I tried so hard to recover by being like, but you have to understand, I'm a lifelong lover of learning. I'm never going to stop learning. And if I don't know the answer now, maybe eventually I will.
That's a great answer.
And that's what they were like, that's a really good answer. I was like, oh my God. And then one of my professors, I had told her, one, that I had a podcast, and 2, that this was when I had her maybe a year and a half ago or last summer. I also told her I had a small book blog, which is my blog, my lifestyle blog that I post stuff on. And she was like, send me the link to that, by the way. I would love to follow you. And then I have a much older professor who's really sweet. And she was like, I'd like to see it too. And I'm like, I just can't see you following my blog. But okay, yeah, no, for sure. Definitely send you the link.
I love that though.
Yeah, no, it was cute. It was good.
I feel like master's programs in my head, it's so cool because I mean, and this might be totally wrong and you can correct me, but I feel like professors treat you like you're just an equal. Like you're such an adult at that point, and it's probably stressful because they're just like, yeah, you just do this. And there's kind of probably not a ton of feedback or back and forth, but it's cool that you have a relationship with them. you
Yeah.
know?
And it's funny because when I was a high school teacher, you know, the high school teachers always say to the high school kids, oh, well, when you get to college, your professors won't be this nice and
Which is
whatever,
so
which is
untrue.
actually not true. I'm not even kidding you. I had an email with a professor of mine where I emailed him asking, mind you, this guy was a priest, 1, 2, a professor, 3, like a pretty well-known philosopher,
Sure.
casually.
Yeah. Love that for
And
him.
he was probably 90. He was so old. He was the nicest guy I've ever met. And we was on Zoom. This was right at the start of the pandemic. And he would be this close to this close to the camera. For those of you who are like only audio only, I only saw his nose hairs. Never saw the rest of his face. And he was the sweetest man. He was so nice. And I emailed him one time asking if I could hand in my midterm a day late or something. And I wrote him this whole 5-paragraph MLA essay about how sorry I was and how this wasn't very like me. And he just responded back, yup, period, take your time, period, THX, period, James. I was like, word. Okay,
What
yeah,
a
no,
king.
it was so cute. No, I think of him all the time because he actually, not to get on my soapbox, but he had this one, on our last class with him, he said, I want you all to go out and buy a little plant for your desks. And what I want you to do as a teacher is every time you look at that plant, I want you to think that it is not your job to force that plant to grow. It's your job to give that plant an environment where it can grow.
Oh my
And I
God.
think about it all the time. I just think that was like so sweet and so profound. I mean, he's a philosopher, obviously, but I think about it all the
I
time.
love that. I love a good metaphor, number
Me
one.
too.
And number 2, I mean, obviously you are the prime example, but like the way that teachers really can change someone's life, I think about all the time. And I just think about you teaching these little kids. And like, because I've talked to some of your students and they're like, yeah, she's my favorite. I'm like, obviously she would be my favorite too.
Well, you know what's crazy is my first group of students.
Yeah.
So I had taught them they were in 7th grade. It was my first year of teaching. And they were in 7th grade, and I was so nervous. They were so nervous. It was their first year at this new school, and they're graduating this year.
God.
And I just found today, they wrote letters to themselves in 7th grade. And I found them today, and I was reading through them, and I was typing up a little letter to send to them with their own letter to themselves, just telling them how proud I am of them. And it was crazy. I was like, oh my God, I'm so ancient. This is wild.
I love that though.
But yeah, no, it was cool. But,
And they'll never forget your class.
I know. Well, that's what I hope. I just hope that's all I ever kind of go for.
Yeah.
I feel like you either are really good at curriculum or really good with kids, and I'm not very good at curriculum. So I think I'm a little bit better on like the speaking to kids and relating to kids level.
I think that's what goes further though. And I don't want to discredit the curriculum because obviously.
No, of course.
But I think teaching kids how to be good people and teaching them, real life skills, like those are my favorite teachers.
Yeah. No,
those
me
are the
too.
people that have changed my life and that I have such fond memories with.
Yeah. And those are the people that I like, those are the teachers that I still try to actively keep in touch with.
100%.
I feel like there's so many, and especially with social media nowadays, it's so easy to keep
Oh my
in touch
God,
with so many of them.
yes.
It's really nice. Have you read anything lately? I meant to ask you that last week, but I forgot. We're big readers on this pod.
We are. And I need to credit you because you got me really back into reading. Because it's so funny. I was such a reader as a kid.
Me too.
Like my mom always.
That's why I have anxiety. I say it all the time.
Honestly, probably me too. When I was like really little, my mom and my grandmother thought I could read, but I was just memorizing the books.
Where, yeah.
So she would flip the page and I would know it. And my grandmother would be like, she's a genius. It's like, no, she's just memorizing whatever's coming next. But I was such a reader as a kid. Like anytime my mom would come in, I would have fallen asleep with the book in my hands. And I'm still the same way it's just with a Kindle now. Like I wake up with it. It's like underneath my pillow.
Isn't it so life-changing?
It's the best thing.
It is so good.
I know. And I feel like you and I had so many conversations because I was like, I love a paperback. I love the
Me
feeling
too.
of
I do
holding a
too.
book. But the Kindle is just so elite.
It is.
It
And especially
really
being
is.
able to turn the light off and still read, that's the best part for me.
And bringing a Kindle for traveling
Yep,
and
on a plane.
having it on a beach, like it's just
Yes,
it's
is.
the best.
It's so good.
So I just finished Daisy Jones and the Six.
Oh, okay, we're gonna talk about that at the end.
I know, and I loved it. I'm on I can't. So it's a series. It's the things
we hide from the light.
Yes,
Is the second one, I think.
yes. What's the first one? Things we never got over.
Things we never got over.
Yes. So I'm on the second book.
They're
right
long,
now.
but they're good. Yeah.
And they're it's just funny because they're like spicy novels.
Yeah, they are spicy.
I was reading last night, and I'm just like, this is just so cringy's not the right word, but like it is, but it's enjoyable at the same
and then
time.
at the same time, you're like, ooh, that's good. Look at them.
I
Good for them.
As like, you know, Rob's laying in the bed next to me, like our butts are touching because we're flipped opposite ways. I'm just like reading this basically like porn novel. I'm like, what's happening? What is happening?
It's so true. It's so true. That's what some of our friends that we have mutual friends, I was telling them about a book that I had been reading and I was like, yeah, it was really spicy. And they were like, this is our guy friends. And they were like, we should start a book club. Wow. Like that sounds like something we would like. I was like, yeah, I think it is something.
100%. Like, have you ever seen the TikTok and it's like what guys think girls are reading? And it's like lilies and daisies and sunflowers.
Yeah,
and it's like
my
schlong. Like reading in public. It's just
no, that's legit so true.
I go through phases where I want to read not like heavy stuff, but
but something slightly intellectual.
Right. Like informational.
Right.
My dad made me read Jesus and John Wayne.
Oh, was it good?
Really good. It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's really heavy. And I would recommend it for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd recommend it for other people. But then after that, I'm like, I just need something fluffy.
Light and fluffy. Yeah. I'm always teetering between the two. I'm currently reading, I think I mentioned this last week, or maybe I didn't, but I'm going on the 8th grade class trip.
You are?
I am. I'm going to Gettysburg.
Oh my God. I have a Gettysburg story.
And I don't know anything about Have you ever been there?
Yes.
Okay. I've never been. So I'm going on the 8th grade trip to Gettysburg and I'm very excited. I can't wait, but I know nothing about it. So my husband was like, you have to read something about Gettysburg before you go.
Stop. He's such a nerd.
No, he is.
He is the nerdiest book.
He is.
History guy.
In the cutest way possible.
He really is.
It's he loves books like that.
I could listen to him talk about it for hours.
No, I know. So he was trying to explain it to me and I was like, I just have to read it, man. I can't.
Was he having you read like Lincoln's Memorial?
You know, basically. So I said to him, okay, if I have to read something about Gettysburg, I'm going to read the Magic Treehouse book about Gettysburg. Obviously, that was a great book. And he said no, unfortunately. So I am.
Buzzkill.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I am going to read. I started to read it. Because when I'm at school, when my kids read, I read. So I try to like model the behavior. But so I'm reading a Gettysburg book now.
Okay.
It's very,
very dry.
Very dry. It's very dry.
When I was driving down to school in Florida, my dad and I drove down. I think this was my last time driving down. And my dad is both my parents are really big history people. Yeah. My mom like loves. Like Queen. DC is her.
You know what? I've never been to DC. I can't even believe I'm saying
I went for work and I didn't leave the hotel.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go back. But that's like
another time.
That's my mom's North Star. Yeah. Like people want to go to the Bahamas. She wants to go to DC because she just loves the history.
And the cherry blossoms.
She's just insane. But so we're driving down to Florida and my dad's like, I really want to go to Gettysburg, which is, mind you, like 3 hours out of the way.
Yeah, of course.
Which, like, when you go into school, all you want to do is take 95 all the way down. I just want to get there. I want to see my friends. Right. I want to unpack my stuff, whatever. So we go to Gettysburg and we're like, we didn't sign up for a tour, so we're like kind of jumping in on the back of one. It was so funny. I mean, it's obviously very important, and I know it's important to this country's history, but like, yes. I wasn't in that state of mind.
No, that's not us. We're not that girl. We're not that girl.
No, and I'm never gonna be, and that's okay,
and that's fine.
And I really was just like, I want to get to college.
Right.
I don't need to be at Gettysburg.
Everybody has their talents.
Right.
Speaking of traveling, you're gonna be traveling next week.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a little friends and family week here on the pod. I'm actually going to have my sister on. My sister's going to come on the pod next week.
No, I'm so jealous.
It's going to be really funny. She's never been on the pod. She's never been on any pod ever, actually.
She's one of the funniest people I know.
I always say, and this is the only preface that I will give before she comes on the pod, I am not afraid of my mother in the slightest, not afraid of my father in the slightest, terrified of my sister in a way that I cannot describe.
I would be as well.
When I am, if I have done something wrong, telling my mom doesn't matter. Telling my dad doesn't matter. Telling my sister, fear for my life. I'm like, oh my God, she's going to be so mad at me. She's going to be so disappointed.
I would never want to disappoint her.
And that's the youngest sibling dynamic.
It really is.
That's what it's like to be the youngest sibling.
I think that I would feel that way with your sister as well, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
she's very motherly like that.
She really is.
She is. She's very motherly.
Oh, you guys are going to have a ball.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time. It'll be good. We'll miss you. I
know, but she really is so funny.
And
she's
then,
so funny.
So that's that. And then the week after that, Mike will be here. We're going to do an episode and then we're going to go to Nash Bar and do a fun little Vanderpump Rules episode thing there.
Yes.
Which will be good. Did you watch last night's episode?
I didn't. So
You will, and we'll talk about it.
I know, because I know it's getting really spicy. Like
it's getting really juicy.
I know. And I'm not a cynic at all. Like I'm really not. But part of me is like, did they like plant this?
No, there's something off. And you're seeing now that more people knew than we ever imagined.
That's what I mean.
Because everybody made it seem like it was such a shock and nobody had any idea and it came out of absolutely nowhere. But clearly that wasn't the case if all these people knew that something was going on.
Right. That's what I don't understand. And it just feels like that is the only storyline.
Right.
Which I know it's huge. I get it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I don't know. It's like it's all they talk about.
No, I agree with you. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch with an audience live though.
Yeah,
Because I just love people's reactions to everything.
Me too. It's always a fun thing.
I watched clips of James Kennedy because he was on Watch What Happens Live.
Yes,
last
I saw
night,
that.
And he just cracks me up.
He's so funny.
Like he is obviously
Unhinged in the best way possible.
And problematic, like they all are, but he just cracks me up.
He is. He's funny. And the way that he carries himself is just so
It's absurd.
unique. It's so unique and something special.
I was dying because the other woman that was on Tinks, I don't know her, but
yeah, I don't really follow her. People either really like her or really hate her. She's an influencer.
okay. But Andy was like, would you have James Kennedy at your wedding? And James was like, no, she's friends with like huge DJs. Like she doesn't need me. And she was like, you can do the welcome party. Like she was trying to be nice, but I was like, that's just so brutal. Like what a brutal question to ask.
Oh my God, that's poor girl putting her on the spot like
I
that.
know.
That's kind of funny though.
I know.
You can do the welcome party.
You can do the welcome party.
Speaking of welcome parties, let's just dive right into the topic that's on the top of everybody's minds, which is Sophia Richie's wedding.
I can't get enough of it. I cannot get enough of it.
No, she is my new Kardashians,
Yes.
like everybody.
Yes.
She's doing what the Kardashians wish they had done the last couple of years.
Seeing the picture of Mr. Lionel Richie.
Lionel himself.
Walking her down the aisle. And he was like, you'll always be my little bird. No. I wanted to punch my phone screen out of such love and adoration for the two of them. I can't handle it.
No, I wanted to cry watching every single thing.
God.
My favorite thing out of all of it, because there was so much.
Yeah.
My favorite thing of all time is her brother-in-law, Benji Madden, is from Good Charlotte.
Yes, I was hoping you
and
were
at
gonna
the
say this.
after party, he was singing Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous, and she was just going absolutely apeshit on the stage. And it was so good. She was living every millennial, like young millennial dream of just belting all those old pop punk songs at your wedding, but actually sung by the lead singer of Good Charlotte, which is just iconic. It was
like you at your wedding with the band and the lead singer giving you the mic and just like the energy. And I just felt like it was that you were Sophia Richie in that moment.
Oh, that was so much fun.
I just can't imagine having Good Charlotte at my wedding.
No,
like not only are they your family, they're going to perform one of the greatest pop punk songs of all time. And she just looks so happy.
So happy and so humble.
So humble.
And so gracious.
Like everything about it.
And I feel like they struck the perfect balance with that of getting the content and getting it quickly, but not in an overconsumption way and not in a way that still leaves more to be desired.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You still want to learn more about it. It wasn't like Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's wedding where you saw everything, you saw it happening in real time, and then you were done with it. It was over. They had the perfect balance between the two, I think.
I feel like she's really good at setting boundaries, and especially for someone's wedding day. Like, of course, there's things that you want to keep for yourself, and she doesn't want to, I'm sure, sell photos to every single magazine. Like, and she doesn't need to. She's Sophia Richie. And everyone there looked so happy to be there. Like, it didn't look like it was a famous person's wedding.
No, it just looked like your best friend's sister's wedding. Like, it just looked like very normal, like for being in the south of France.
Nicole, yeah, I know. Nicole helping her get ready, like all of it. It was just so perfect.
The picture of her in Paris and Nicole, I was like,
no,
I loved it.
And all of her, she's so beautiful. I mean, she's so beautiful with like sweatpants on, but every dress was stunning and perfect.
Yeah.
And
fit her like a damn glove.
I feel the way about her like I do about Florence Pugh. Like there's something about them that is just so incredibly likable.
Very likable.
but they still have like kind of a private life.
Yeah. Like an air of mystery about
Yes.
them. Yeah,
yes.
I totally agree with you.
And they both look like they just smell like laundry, like fresh,
So true.
clean laundry. You know what I mean?
I absolutely do know what you mean.
Like they look like they just came out of the shower and like everything is just clean about them.
Yeah, they have like that clean girl
Yeah,
aesthetic.
couldn't be me.
No.
I haven't washed my hair since
No,
Monday.
I was just going to say my hair is so greasy
I have
right now.
so much dry shampoo in my hair. It's honestly, it's
It doesn't look like it.
I think brown hair, you get away with it more.
Yeah,
I'm
me,
lucky.
not me. I
know,
do not get away
I know,
with
I'm
it at
sorry.
all. It's okay. You know what? It's it's a blessing and a curse. What am I going to do?
I got it. You gotta love that the slicked back bun is in style.
Totally. And Sophia Richie rocked that. She
oh my
looked
God.
so good with that.
I know. I wonder if her hair was dirty.
It probably was. Good for her.
Love that. Love
Well,
that.
I tried to buy, I think I told you, I tried to buy one of those like wax sticks that
Yeah,
everybody
I have
uses.
that one.
It looked like made my hair look like I had bathed in oil. I was like, this is not for the blondies.
Yeah,
Not for the
no.
blonde hair girls.
No.
And that's all right. I
Yeah.
just have to make that concession.
One of my friends used to hairspray an old toothbrush, and that's how she would
Oh,
get
that's a good
her
idea.
baby hairs down.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could do that.
Yeah.
So
I
you
might
don't
have
have
to try
that like yucky
Yeah.
residue.
Yeah, that is true. Because it was so greasy. It was
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was
that's
not good.
tough.
And it was hard to get out. It
Yeah, I do
smelled
a
like
couple-
gasoline.
You're like honestly just terrible.
Yeah, it was like
overall.
everything about it was not very good. This is why I'm a horrible influencer, because I should be shelling it out, being like, buy this product that I love. But I was like, this product sucks.
Yeah, but I love that. You need people to be honest.
I'm a de-influencer. I'm going to de-influence you from everything.
I love that.
Yeah, perfect. Why not? Speaking of influencing on major things, the Kardashians trailer dropped today.
Yes.
And it actually looks better than their last couple seasons. Did you watch it?
Yeah. So I watched it. I don't know, maybe an hour ago now, and I was looking at some of the comments, and they were like, "This looks like an E-production level."
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Like I really liked it being. I really like it being on Hulu because I feel like it's more documentary style.
Yeah,
like-
and they can swear and they can do all that
Right.
stuff, and they don't have to edit out some of the more raunchy things, I guess.
right.
But I feel like they're trying to make up for the last season, I think.
Yeah.
I
Well-
think they know that they're in a little bit of a flop era.
Right. And I just feel like there's not a ton of drama.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Aside from apparently the fact that Courtney and Kim aren't talking.
right.
Which I wonder if they're still, I mean, that
I
could
feel like
very
they
well be
always-
fabricated.
They go through those phases, I feel, all the time. They're
Totally.
sisters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Honestly, the only person that I feel like has had content for the show is poor Chloe.
No, I know.
And that's just because
her life is a mess.
just keeps throwing her a shit sandwich.
Right.
And she just has to eat it.
Right.
And I mean, I love her and
No, Chloe is definitely my favorite.
she's the best. And I love Kylie too. I'm sorry. She's
No,
funny
I
as
don't
hell.
mind Kylie.
I just feel like people are like, who cares about them? Blah, blah, blah. It's like they're still doing numbers.
Right.
People are still watching the show.
Right. No matter what we say, people are still going to watch.
Right.
Which sucks.
I'm
but I
going to
mean,
watch.
Right.
Like,
Whatever.
I'm not going to not.
No, I know. You got to keep up with the times. You got to keep up with the Kardashians.
You have
Like,
to keep up with the Kardashians.
So true.
I missed the first season though when they just weren't famous.
No, and they,
you know?
yeah, and nothing really mattered.
No, and it was the best.
Yeah, that was peak TV. Because that was, again, I think we might have even talked about this last week, but that was peak like Jersey Shore, like reality shows were really coming front and center.
Yeah, we need the first season of like all reality shows. I
Yeah.
need that recreated. That's never gonna happen.
No.
but that's really my dream
Yeah, that would be something special, something to behold for sure.
for sure.
So another sad TV news today. This whole episode is basically just about TV news today. Is really all we've got going on. Jerry Springer died.
I know. I'm really sad.
Annie actually didn't know because I pulled up our little spreadsheet that we have here of what we're going to talk about today, and it says Jerry Springer on it. And she was like, "What happened with Jerry Springer?" And I was like, "He died." She was like, oh, "What?"
I saw someone post a photo of him on Instagram, and I was like, "It's kind of weird." She just like loved Jerry
She's a
Springer,
huge Jerry Springer fan.
but okay.
Must have been homesick today watching.
I'm really sad. I just feel like you know those people that you just never think are gonna die.
Yes,
he's
like-
one of them.
Like Alex Trebek.
No, I still can't
No,
talk
I can't
about
talk
that.
about it.
I really cannot talk about that.
If you take anything from this podcast today, one piece of advice that I would like to give you is go to your local library or wherever, or Audible, and listen to Alex Trebek's book on audio.
It's the best.
It is one of my favorite books of all time. It's so good. He's so authentic. You learn so much about his life.
He
and
was
his
such
family.
a little shit.
Yes. And he was just a regular little boy
Yes.
from Canada. Like,
I know.
oh my God.
And Ken Jennings finishing the book. I can't.
Oh my God, I know.
him.
And his wife, oh my gosh, his wife is much younger than him.
Yeah.
But Jean, and he talked so much about how she was the love of his
I
life.
know.
No, stop. It was
I
so
know.
sweet.
I know. I loved that book. That was a COVID walk around book for me.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
listened to Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights and Alex
Was it good?
Trebek's book. Oh my God, Abby, one of the best books of all time.
Okay, I'll have to get it on audiobook because I only like memoirs like that. I love to listen to on audiobook because it listens like a podcast.
But I genuinely only like when
They read
when
it.
they are reading it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Matthew McConaughey's going to do that anyways because he's the best and he's an actor and it just
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it takes away, like they can add such like little anecdotal things.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I totally
Where
agree with you.
someone else reading it. I started listening to Jeanette McCurdy's book too.
Oh yeah, I listened to it. It's good.
Is it?
It's juicy. It's sad, but
It's
good.
heavy.
Yeah, definitely heavy. She's been in the news a lot recently for like she went on a podcast and then she asked them not to air it and it was this big drama and then with
Oh,
Josh
boy.
Peck and then she ended up blocking them. So I think he probably said something that she didn't like about it on the pod, but just about, I think the word around town is that he was like saying something defending Dan Schneider in front of her.
Oh, that's gross.
which obviously,
Josh, like, shut up.
read the room, baby.
Read the room.
Truly.
Well, and I just feel like, yeah, maybe he didn't have that experience or a bad experience with him, probably because he's a man,
Right.
and I don't know, just like believe.
But that doesn't,
your old
yeah, right.
coworkers.
Yeah, it doesn't invalidate her. Yeah.
No, it's
No.
gross. It's gross.
And I've always said that. But so Jerry Springer, very sad. Kids staying home from school everywhere
I
are going to
know.
be severely disappointed.
When we were talking about it, I was just picturing me, and I'm like, I must have been 8 years old watching like people fist fight
Yeah.
on
Hit him with
Springer.
the chair.
Like, I just can't believe we were all, I mean, we weren't allowed to watch it. I'm sure my mom didn't know I was watching it,
Right.
but watching that and then straight into Price is Right,
Iconic.
like that was the lineup.
That was laying there with like your family's communal popcorn / puke bucket.
Yes.
Yeah. Watching
Yes.
that. That was
Always like a wet washcloth on
right
my
on your
forehead.
forehead. Yep.
I'm like, what is this doing?
Totally agree with you. That was always my sick day MO.
100%.
And then watching The Price is Right. I still love The Price is Right. Now they do Price is Right at night.
I don't like Drew Carey.
So,
I
mean, I like him better than Bob Barker, but that's...
But Bob Barker was an institution.
I totally agree with
Creepy,
you.
but an institution.
Truly. Like, yeah. Yes.
You know,
I don't-
I loved Drew. I have such a weird thing with Drew Carey because I just feel like there's something yucky about
Yeah, there
him.
is something a little off.
But I loved Whose Line Is It Anyway so much.
We had no right to be watching Whose Line Is It Anyway when we were... same with Jerry Springer, but when we were 9 years old.
100%.
But we did it anyways.
The love I had for Wayne Brady.
Ugh, love
and
Wayne Brady.
honestly still do. Let's make a deal. I'll watch it.
Wayne Brady's a great guy.
He's so talented.
Did you see him on Z-Way? He went on Z-Way's show.
Did he?
Oh my God, it was
Wait,
so funny.
Someone said, did that show get canceled?
Oh my God, I hope not.
It's so good.
It is
It's
so good.
so
If you've
good.
never seen Z-Way, it is hysterical.
I have so much respect for her and oh my God, Amelia from Chicken Shop Date.
Yes.
To interview people and make them that uncomfortable and like leave the awkward pauses, I could never do.
Never.
And they're both so good at it.
Very good at it.
It's an art form. It really is.
And Hot Ones too.
Oh my God. Yeah, but he is kind of awkward, but he keeps it moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I
like
do know what you mean.
There's pauses after they eat and they're like, trying to not die from the spice.
Right. But I feel like that new wave of journalism is so... I feel like it's just everything. I love the way that happens. It's so organic
Yeah.
and so raw. I'm sure it's edited in some way, but it's so real in a way that a lot of people aren't anymore.
Every guest on Hot Ones is always like, this is the best show I've been on.
Yeah.
Like they'll play a little, when they just like let the cameras roll at the end and everyone's always like, this is so much fun. I get why people like this. Like Jake Gyllenhaal was just on and I know you're probably
No,
not.
I'm not.
He cracks me up. He's a weird dude.
I just love that TikTok and it's like, I don't know Jake Gyllenhaal at all. And it's like, in fact, I wouldn't even know if I'm walking down the street. Or it's like, I'm not invested in Taylor Swift at all. And then it's like, but if I ever see that cheeky motherfucker. And that's how I feel about Jake Gyllenhaal. Like,
I love when he was on Armchair Expert, and I
know that about you.
I'm a Dax and Monica stan.
Yeah.
I'm an armcherry, no big deal.
Armcherry.
But he was on and he was talking about his sister, and I don't know. He's weird. He is weird, but I think when you grow up in LA, you're bound to be weird.
Of course.
Like,
how could you not be?
You just are. But even him on Hot Ones, like, he was like, your team was hounding me forever to get on the show. But at the end, he was like, I totally get it. Like, I get why. And I think
why people want.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same with Amelia and Chicken Chop Day, like all of it. Like, I just think that people enjoy not being asked the same 5 questions all the time.
Right. I think Amelia on Chicken Chop Date, she was supposed to, I saw her TikTok, she was supposed to have Drake on.
Yeah,
Did you see
I saw
this?
that.
Yeah. And then he canceled last minute and she had to act like it was no big deal.
Yeah.
She's like, no, it's totally fine.
She's like, but he's still in my DMs. Like, no big deal.
I love her.
I need Posty. Posty
that would be such a good one.
Because he would be so sweet.
He would be so good. And they would fall in love.
No, she's not allowed to.
No, I mean.
Her and Jack Harlow are like going to
No, that I've always
like something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I really hope
He's dropping an album tomorrow.
Really?
Mr. Harlow, yes.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
I love Jack. Did you watch the trailer for White Man Can't Jump?
Yes. So good.
I think he's really gonna surprise people.
I think so too.
Like, everyone was so pissed. They were like, they can't remake this movie and Jack's gonna suck and da-da-da. I'm like, he's funny.
Right, he is funny.
And he's leaning into it.
Right.
Like, just
he's perfect for the role. He is perfect for the role.
Is. I'm really, really excited.
All right, so if you've never watched Chicken Chop Date, you really have to go watch it because it is so good. It's an like interview style. Oh my god, it's just so funny.
Preferably watch. I love the Kehlani one, and I love the Jack Harlow one so much.
Those are good. Those are very good. So Hot Ones was teasing for a while that they were gonna have Harry Styles on.
Oh.
And then they never did. So I don't know if they were just faking it or what, but
I wonder if because he like added a bunch of tour dates.
Yeah. Back a couple months ago.
You know what I mean?
In Europe.
If they were like trying to it's always Europe. If they were trying to film then.
Yeah.
And he honestly, right now, he's probably like, I don't want to leave the house.
No, well, that's what's sad is he's going to finish this leg of the European tour, which ends in like July, I think. And or maybe August. And we're never going to see him again.
No,
we're not going to see him for like 2 or 3 more years.
He's going into hiding.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
And like kind of deserves to.
No, totally. He needs a little nap.
He needs a big nap and a warm glass of milk.
Totally. Otherwise, his tummy's going to get upset. Poor little boy.
I want you to rub his back until he falls asleep.
Me too. Wait, speaking of Harry, we want to talk about the Adele, the final carpool karaoke.
I was so emotional.
I love Adele. I think she is so funny.
She's such a real person.
Yes. Yes. You could never picture her as a real person until you realize that she is.
Even like, I know how, different British people have different accents. Like, even her accent, I just love that she doesn't try to sound like polished or posh or anything like that. Like, I just adore her.
I love the video. There was a video that came out when Rihanna was performing at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it was Adele. You couldn't hear her, but she was lip reading. And she says about Rihanna, she's like, she'll have a little bit of a puff and she'll be fine. She'll be fine. And that's what she said. And it's so funny because that is literally exactly how Adele talks. And
1000%.
In the video when she was talking to James Corden, she kept being like, and I said to him, babes. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm watching a really good episode of Love Island.
I would die to have a glass of wine with her.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
And I know people don't like James Corden and whatever. You can have feelings about him and as a host. And
I just don't want him in Wicked. That's how I feel. Get him out of my movie musicals.
That's fair. I know, because he was in Cats.
Yeah.
Not that I ever watched that scary, scary film.
No, me neither. Me neither.
Nightmare Fuel. Why did they make everyone... good people were in that movie.
No, I know. Taylor Swift, too.
Judi Dench was in that movie.
Oh, my God. I totally forgot that Judi Dench.
And Cats? And Idris Elba? Or Idris Elba?
Tragic.
I always mix up his name. But Tragic.
Wait, speaking of musicals, before we move on, I totally forgot. I forgot to mention this at the start. I was telling you, I'm very excited. You guys know that I am a theater kid to my core. And I direct my school's play. This past year, I think I told you guys, we did Peter Pan, and it was lovely. We had a really great time. And we have just decided that in the fall, we will be doing my lifelong dream. I finally get to direct the Newsies. And I am so excited. I can't wait to annoy my husband for 4 months of me saying, I got to sell me babes, because it's going to really bring me such great joy.
I have never been more happy and envious of a human being all at the same time. Newsies is one of my favorite musicals of all time.
It's so good.
And actually, I'll never forget this. My sister got mono when she was in high school, and this was when Netflix still sent out DVDs.
Oh, yeah.
And she got Newsies on DVD, and we kept that
with
shit
teen heartthrob Christian Bale.
Open the gates and seize the day. Like I will never ever forget that for as long as I live.
It's literally so good. And the show, I can't choreograph. I had a theater teacher once, and I'll never forget it, who said to me, it's such a shame that you have 2 left feet because you could be a triple threat, but you can't dance for shit. And I was like, thank you so much. Heartbreaking as a 12-year-old to hear that. But it had to be said, and I totally understand where he was coming from. But neither here nor there. I will be outsourcing for the choreography because I cannot choreograph at all.
I'll get in there. I'll hit a shuffle ball change. No problem.
I was like, kickball change and step. That's all I really know. A little pas de bourrée. And that's
jazz square. Jazz square.
Everything would be jazz squares if it was me directing.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. And it's such a good story. It really is.
Thank you. That's what I always say. It's so empowering about how kids have the power to change the world.
Yes.
Thank you. And I've always said that. And I can't wait until I feel that the day is coming quite soon where I will be able to buy the rights to like Hamilton Jr. And
yes. Yes.
It's not far from now, I would imagine.
That would be so hard.
So hard. I won't be able to do it, I don't think.
No. I mean, I can't imagine memorizing those raps, let alone a 7th grader.
No.
No.
That's what, I mean, I think even the Newsies is like the junior version. They take out some of the longer stuff, but it's so good.
Is Santa Fe in?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God.
Jack Kelly, where else would he be going?
Oh my God. It's so good.
The craziest part is when I found out that Christian Bale, because Christian Bale plays Jack Kelly in the Newsies. Like, make this your homework aside from the Alex Trebek book. Go and watch the Newsies, the original Disney version, which is on Disney Plus, and then also the stage version, the theater version, which is fantastic. Also on Disney Plus. But I lost my train of thought. Oh, Christian Bale. When I first found out that, because that was the first time I ever saw Christian Bale in anything.
Right.
And then I saw him in Batman after that. And then the first time I saw him interviewed in anything, and he is British, I was like,
he's Welsh. He has a thick
extremely
accent.
thick. I was like, you mean to tell me teen heartthrob Jack Kelly, like, what's to sell me papes,
isn't American?
Isn't from the heart of America? Isn't from Brooklyn, New York? I'm shook.
It's crazy.
It's
crazy. You know what cracked me up, just to go back to Carpool Karaoke, is how much Adele hates musicals.
Oh my God, yeah, I was actually dying about that.
Up.
Yeah. She said that. James Corden said something about musicals, and she was like, I'm just not a fan then, babes. Not a fan.
I don't need every word to be sung to me. Like, so angry about it.
She was pissed. She was pissed about the musicals. It was really funny.
And it's so fascinating that someone that is so musical, right?
Yes.
Her entire life is musical, and she's like, yeah, I don't fucking want to go listen to other people sing.
No. I would love to see her residency. I've heard it's incredible. Yeah. Incredible.
I love that she walks through the crowd.
Me too. And somebody got engaged like right in front of her in her show a couple weeks ago.
Cute.
Yeah, I know.
Cute.
And I heard that speaking of Kelly Clarkson, I heard that she's getting ready to do a Vegas residency.
She is. I'm so happy for her.
I love Kelly Clarkson so much. But she's a little bit on my shit list right now.
I know.
And it's tough.
I know. I know.
Annie and I were talking the other day because Meghan Trainor, I'm sure a lot of you heard, Meghan Trainor, lame-o loser, #1 public enemy of this podcast.
Yep.
She does not have a standing invitation to come on here whenever she wants.
Does not.
She basically went on her podcast the other day and was talking about teachers, and direct quote from her said, "Fuck teachers, dude." That's what she said. And mind you, like, her podcast is edited. Our podcast is edited. If we said something like that and we felt guilty about it, I've said stuff on here before that I text Justin and I say, hey, can you edit that out? I feel bad that I said that. Can you not put that in there?
Of course.
And we do, because we're rational, sane human beings. But she never for 1 second thought, let me edit out the part where in this entire podcast I alienated 2 million people across the country who are educators of some sort by saying fuck teachers.
Who are your fans? Who do you think is singing all about that bass? Who?
No, because whatever. I'm not going to.
Like, it's just so insane to me, and it's so upsetting. And
her response was even
so
worse.
Dumb.
It was so
She was
stupid.
like, I was bullied by teachers. Like, shut the fuck up.
And she's like, I fight for teachers. Okay, how?
How? Show
Prove
me.
it. What have you done? What have you done for a teacher ever?
And like,
This
especially
was so lame-o of her.
especially in today's world. Like, you should have never said that
No.
ever in the history, because teachers legit
Right.
change kids' lives and are basically raising children.
And some of the clapbacks were just so good. I was like, oh, this is sweet poetic justice.
But
like even Chris Olsen can't say. And somebody said, you know, your work with Chris Olsen or whatever, and maybe I can't remember what the wording was, but it was something about how all of her songs sound the same. And I was like,
They do.
So true, bestie.
they do. And she makes songs like for
For
commercial,
Kids Bop.
for commercials, and so that second grade teachers can play them in their classroom.
Yeah. No, it's true.
And which that's a good thing. Like, but then you can't go and say just like really, really terrible stuff that should have never come out of your mouth.
No, never.
You can say, I had a really bad experience in school with XYZ. You can frame it better.
Of course.
You can say,
and nobody would have faulted her for that.
Of course not. You can say, I had a bad experience with a teacher. I felt that they were, I don't know, like whatever.
And then it goes on, but right before that, she was saying how she's going to homeschool her kids. I'm like, honey, you're not going to homeschool anyone. You're going to basically hire a private teacher to homeschool your child.
Yes.
Homeschool, meaning keep them at home, but you're not going to do it.
No.
Absolutely not. You would never, ever do that.
And then I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I guess Meghan Trainor, I don't know what podcast this was, but she was just like talking about her husband's penis.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, it was her own podcast with her brother, by the way.
Like, there's just some things that
should be left unsaid.
You can really keep to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we just don't need to know that.
No.
We don't at all.
No.
And if I was her husband, I'd be like, hey, can you like not?
Oh my God, my husband doesn't even let me use his government name on the podcast.
Like, I would be so wildly uncomfortable.
Oh my God, I would too. I can't even, I'm cringing. I can't even imagine.
That's
why we were mad at Kelly Clarkson, because Kelly Clarkson had her on her show the other day to do her
brutal.
Gender reveal. And
you know, like that, that obviously that stuff is planned like months in advance.
And I'm sure Kelly's PR people were panicking.
They were probably like, shit, what do we do?
Yeah. But I'm sure they couldn't get out of it, which I understand. I get it.
No, but I didn't watch. I didn't know if Kelly even brought it up at all. Did you?
No, I didn't. I'm sure she didn't. I didn't watch. But tonight is going back to the carpool karaoke finally. Tonight is the final episode of James Corden's show, actually. And Harry's going to be on it.
Which I love.
People are saying there's going to be a One Direction reunion. I doubt it.
Oh my God.
But it would be cool if it was, but I doubt it.
One of my favorite things about, if you haven't watched the carpool karaoke with Adele, it really is worth your time. It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We're giving you a lot of homework, but it really is so lovely. Not just because it's Adele, but their friendship
is so genuine.
There's a moment where she is talking about how they were both just in like really tough places. She had just left her husband. She was trying to figure out how she was going to raise her son and co-parent. And she vacations with James and his wife and his children. And she actually wrote a song like based on that conversation. And just like the two of them having the most special, vulnerable, emotional moment. Like I was crying. It made me cry.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. It felt like you were genuinely watching two best friends in a car having a conversation about a really hard time in their life.
And that, that James is moving back to the UK and he's going to raise his family there. And her being like, I'm just not ready to go yet. Like, I would go with you if I was. And I can't. I really loved it. I loved it.
No, it was something, it was very special. I felt like it was like a very special thing.
I think it was
very intimate, like in a good way.
Perfect send-off.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't need to be, because there's so many good carpool karaoke's, like Adele's first one when she sings Nicki Minaj, like iconic. But this was what that needed to be.
Yeah.
His send-off, a perfect moment for them both.
It was something very special.
Something to behold.
For sure. All right, couple more TV things here. So let's talk a little bit about Ted Lasso. I didn't watch last night's episode yet. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit behind. I'm going to watch it tonight, I promise. But the episode before that, I feel like we were at a real turning point. You and I were talking because, spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen the episode where they go and play the friendly in Amsterdam, if you haven't seen that one yet, you should fast forward a little bit. So Trent Krim taking sweet little Colin underneath his wing. No, I was crying in the club. I love Trent Krim so much. It was
so much.
That show is just
It's perfect.
It is perfect.
It's the perfect show.
It is the perfect show. Everything about it. And some people are saying that this season's writing isn't that good. I actually disagree. I feel like they are just waiting to hit the crest. I feel like they were kind of leading up and now they're getting ready to kind of turn things.
Last night's episode, when you watch, I'll be very interested, and I don't want to make you biased going into it, was my favorite episode of the show.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
It was perfect. And I think that the writing in this show is better than any comedy show, because it's like also a drama and it's so real at the same time. Like last night I laughed harder than I've ever laughed during the show, and I cried.
Oh my God, I can't wait to watch it now.
It's so good. And I just picture Brett Goldstein and Jason Sudeikis and all of them in the writer's room having such a good time together.
Yeah, they do seem like that.
The fact that Brett Goldstein and Phil Dunster, who respectively play Roy and
Jamie Tartt.
Jamie fucking Tartt.
Jamie Tartt.
Are best friends.
Yeah, I know. It's so cute.
Like them being giddy over each other, and Brett Goldstein's always like, I can't be in a scene with him because he makes me laugh. And we have to do like 200 takes because I can't keep a straight face.
The scene when Roy was trying to like learn how to ride a bike and Jamie was trying to teach him and he just kept slow motion falling over. I was in tears. It was so funny.
They come back and they're like, we saw a fucking window. I was dying.
It's so good. It's so good.
There's
that show's just doing what other shows aren't right now.
And
I feel like
it's just perfect. It's a feel good show, but there's also like conflict and there's real things in it. And I don't know, like Ted is kind of a depressing character. Yeah. But his just like, I don't want to say toxic positivity, but just like but like just smiling through it. Yeah. I don't know, like it's so good, and I'm so sad that it's ending. I'm really.
Is this the last season?
Yes, last season of Ted Lasso, last season of Succession, and last season of Barry. I don't know what I'm gonna watch.
Wow, the only show that genuinely makes me feel the way that Ted Lasso does, and it's still obviously newer than Ted Lasso, but is Abbott Elementary.
Love.
It's the only show that genuinely makes me laugh as hard and feel as good as Ted Lasso.
Why is it so good?
It's so Quinta is a fucking genius. She's a genius.
She's an absolute queen. She is. Every award they win, I'm like, you deserve more.
More. It is so funny. And I can't even begin to tell you how truly authentic it is to working in a school sometimes. It is so good.
I think of you every time I watch it because
so funny.
It's so good.
It's
so
really good. But then going back to Succession, so before we even talk about what's going on in Succession is all over the news because I don't know if you've seen this, but so people have said that it's like loosely based off of Rupert Murdoch's family.
It sure is.
And now, so one of the oldest Murdoch sons is getting divorced or something.
Yeah.
And one of the divorce agreements like strictly says in it that you cannot speak to the writers or producers of Succession.
Oh my God.
Because they felt like it was so accurate to what everything was like that they were like, you can no longer speak to anybody in that industry.
When you see Logan stand on the it's like the copy paper.
Yes.
And I guess Rupert Murdoch did the same thing, which is crazy.
That's really funny.
They did a side-by-side photo, and it's just wild. Did you see they did a fake, spoiler alert, I guess this was a couple episodes ago, but they did a fake obituary for Logan Roy.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
I think it was in the LA Times, I want to say. And it's one of those shows that is never going to be recreated.
No, never.
The acting in that show is the best acting I have ever seen.
It is
probably
really
besides
good.
Breaking Bad. Like it's unbelievable.
No, it is. It's another one of those shows that's just doing things that other people aren't right now,
and that they all have accents.
Yeah,
Sarah Snook is Australian.
Yeah.
Matthew McFadyen is British, and that blows my mind.
No, I know.
Because it's
Mr. Tom Darcy himself from Pride and Prejudice. I can't. And Kieran Culkin just blows me away. I'm a Kendall Roy gal for life. You are?
I love Kenny. I will literally do anything for him.
Wow.
He's such a troubled soul, and I just love him.
You know what, Annie? That tracks for you.
Because
that tracks for you.
He just wants to like make everyone happy, and he just fucks up all the time.
He does fuck up all the time.
And I love him.
Who do you think, in your personal opinion, who do you think should take over the company?
I really think it's going to be Shiv.
I think it's going to be Shiv, and I think it should be Shiv, but I know there's varying degrees on that. But I feel like, and this is a spoiler alert for this past week's episode, so if you have not watched yet, I'm going to give you like 3 seconds to continue on before. But when she when the brothers fucked her in the episode before this one.
Yep.
And then she came right back and was like, oh yeah, you guys want to mess with me? And then she like cuddled right up to Mattson. I was like, queen. She saved Jerry's job. She saved Carolina's job. I was like, hell yeah.
I was talking to my brother and he was like, okay, well, what if the deal ends up going through and Mattson makes Shiv the like basically head of the company and Kendall and Rome have no fucking idea what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? It's gonna have to be this weird seesaw.
It's gonna be really good. I can't wait to see how it ends. I think it's gonna end really, really good.
I just don't want it to.
I know. I don't want it to end either.
Like I do. I love shows that know when it's time to bow out.
Yeah.
I think it's great because you hate when it goes on for too long.
Like fucking Grey's Anatomy.
How is that show
it's like
still
30
on?
seasons.
I've never watched an episode. I don't like.
I
those
watched
kinds
it
of shows,
until a couple seasons ago.
But
and then
like,
I was like, this is
so
stupid.
wildly unnecessary for that to still be on the air.
Dumb.
So she's not even on it anymore, is
No.
she? Like, it's okay.
There's no point.
Those people can get a paycheck somewhere else. They're all fabulous actors and actresses. They'll be fine.
They'll find somewhere else to go.
It's insane. But I feel like, you know, Sons of Anarchy went on way too long. Like the last season, I was like, this is stupid. This is just dumb. So I'm glad that Succession, Ted Lasso, and Barry are all going out on such a high note.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I'm
that's what we were
sad.
just talking about how Sons of Anarchy with Justin. We were talking about how Sons of Anarchy and Yellowstone are literally basically the exact same show. And then I also think Succession is, or Yellowstone is Succession with cowboys.
I know. I don't know why. I like can't get
But
past,
worse, obviously.
I just like can't get past. I think it's just me. I like Westerns weird me out.
And I will say, I didn't think I would like it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is.
It's
does
Kevin
not-
Costner, right?
Yeah.
Who's a beautiful, beautiful man.
He is a very handsome man.
Who's
he is
the-
quite
The
attractive.
female lead?
I don't know. The lady who plays Beth Dutton. I don't know what her name is.
No.
But she's beautiful too. And she is so scary in such a badass way.
I love that.
Yeah.
But that was like me. I feel like Ozark was all the
Yeah.
hype at some
Yep.
point,
Yeah.
and I never watched that
No, I
either.
didn't. Me neither.
So
I couldn't get into it.
I don't know. I just feel like when I really love a show, I'm all in.
Yes, me too.
And I can't like be half-assed.
No, me neither.
So if I'm not in from the jump, I'm not going to be in.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Which brings us to our final television discussion of the day, which goes back to what we started talking about at the beginning. But Daisy Jones and the Six.
I can't stop singing the songs.
No, I was just listening to them in the car the other day.
Why are they so good?
How do we get here? And I was, oh my God.
The only thought in my head is, we unraveled a long time ago.
Oh my God, so
like, I can't
good.
stop.
So
I cannot stop.
It
Like
really,
some of the lyrics are definitely corny, but like,
oh yeah, of course.
but whatever. That's kind of the whole point.
But I have a hot take for you, and you can tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
I feel like Sam Claflin, who I can't think of his name in the show right now, the lead singer,
I know. Why am I having such a hard time?
Daisy and anyways,
Oh my God.
I watched it like 3 weeks ago now. Hold on.
That's going to bother me. Why can't I think of that? What the hell?
Oh, Billy Dunn.
Billy. I was like, it's
Obviously.
B. All I kept saying
Billy
was
Dunn,
Ben.
obviously. Did you watch it, Justin? Did you watch Daisy Jones?
Wait, which one?
Daisy Jones and the Six?
No, I don't know what that is.
Come on, you should watch
You
it.
should watch it.
It's on Prime
Is it-
Video. It's so good.
Is that like Daisy? Was that like Daisy Jones's Diary? Was that?
No,
No.
that's Bridget
Bridget
Jones's
Jones.
Diary.
Bridget
But
Jones, okay,
close.
Yeah, all right.
yes,
sorry.
but you're on the
No.
right track, but not
Okay.
really. But we still appreciate the effort. But so my hot take is that I think Sam Claflin, who plays Billy Dunn in the show, is severely, severely miscast.
Okay, so I felt this. He just looks old.
He
and
looks
I don't,
a million years older than everybody else in the show.
I don't mean that in a mean way. I think
Me
he's a
neither.
really handsome man. He was a great actor, but like he doesn't have the sex appeal. Like I just feel like they kept being like, he's such a sexy rock star. I'm like, no, he's not.
I'm like, no, he kind of looks like. I'm not going to say what he did, but it's not. He didn't do it for me.
no.
And I think he just looked, especially Daisy, looked so much older than and especially Camilla.
right.
Like I feel like he looked so much older than
so
her.
much older. And all the other bandmates.
Yes, I totally agree.
You know
with
what I mean? I'm like,
But everybody else was perfection.
Warren is
No,
the best character
I love him so
of
much.
all time.
He is, and especially in the book, like he's so good in the
He's
book.
and that was the only person that I was like, perfect
Yes.
casting.
Yeah,
Like the delivery was so great. Him being like, yeah, I chartered a boat down to Mexico for a couple weeks. I don't
No,
know
he
what they
was-
all did. But I mean, it's so annoying to say, but the book is way better than the
Yeah,
show.
it
and
is.
it always will be, and that's okay. They changed like a lot.
yeah, they did.
it was great. Like,
Yeah.
I flew through that show.
Yeah, it was really
I
good.
think I watched it in 2 days. I was like, I just can't, I need to eat this up now.
No, that was me too. I just kept going and kept going. And Andrew came home one day. Damn it. My husband came home one day and he was like, did you finish watching Daisy Jones? And I was like, yeah, I did. And he was like all pissed. And I was like, oh, says you who didn't want to watch it.
Oh, I don't want to watch this show. And then he's like, well, who's that?
That's him with every reality TV show. He's like, oh, this show fucking sucks. And then we sit down to watch it. And he's like, oh, she's crazy. I can't believe she would do that. I'm like,
Right.
oh,
No, it's
interesting.
every man watching The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
Yep.
They're like, I don't want to watch this. And then they're like, wait, that girl got sent home?
They're like, whoa, that's
Will,
crazy.
Why'd they do that?
Too
now,
bad.
now I'm obsessed with Camilla Moroni, though.
Oh, she is
One of the most beautiful people
was just
I've
gonna
ever
say
seen
that.
in my life.
She is
Stunning.
perfection. Leo DiCaprio does not know what he did. What an imbecile.
I didn't even put that together. Oh
That's
my
her.
God.
That's the 25-year-old that he dumped when she turned 25.
My God.
What an
Oh my
idiot.
God.
She's
perfect. And
absolutely
I love
stunning.
that her and Riley Keough that plays Daisy
Are like really good
legit
friends.
boys. Didn't know Karen was an actual like musical artist too.
Oh yeah, and she dates Robert Pattinson.
What?
Yeah. She's dating Robert Pattinson in real life.
I can't stand Robert Pattinson.
No, he's just so moody and so annoying.
the
Speaking of, did you see they're making a Twilight reboot?
and I saw
And who asked for that?
it's not necessary.
But I will be sat for it. I'm telling you that. I will be watching.
Are you an OG Twihard?
I am such a twihard.
Okay,
I was reading the
that's
books like,
tracks.
as they were coming out in real time.
Stop, Abby, that's
So I was
so
going
funny.
No, so I was like going to and then the movies were coming out.
Were you
I
like
was,
a midnight premiere person?
Of course I was. I went to every
I'm
single one of them.
Dying.
Like buying the books when they came out. The final book. I'll never forget it.
What's her name? Stephanie
Meyer. She's a piece of shit. She's like not a good person, but and that's okay. Well, it's not okay, but like
Right.
the book, whatever.
You
So
can have the books for what they were.
Right.
Yes.
I remember like being at Barnes and Noble at midnight to get the final book. And my mom was like, okay, this is fine, but you still have to like go to school tomorrow. And I was like, no, I can't go to school tomorrow. I have to finish this book. Like
I must.
I have to finish it. Well, because I was team Jacob, because that's the only team that makes sense. And if you're team Edward, I'm sorry, like I don't know what to tell you. If you're team Edward, you're also team Conrad on the to all the boys or the summer I turned pretty.
You're also like a Backstreet Boys girly to me.
Totally.
You
and
know?
if you like Jacob and if you like Jeremiah and if you like NSYNC, you're a different breed of girly. And
we like you.
We're on the same waves in that aspect.
I have you seen the tweet of Megan Thee Stallion? And she's like, damn, this Twilight series has gone on way too long. They're doing Breaking Dawn Part 2. Just fuck the wolf already. It's my favorite tweet. It's from like 2012 or something. I have to send it to you.
Oh my God, that's so
and it's
funny.
just like at Tina Snow. It's so good. I fucking love Megan Thee Stallion.
No, I love Megan Thee
Would
Stallion.
do anything for her.
She's so great.
She kind of went into hiding too.
Yeah, she must be working on new music. Love that.
Would love to throw my ass to some Megan
a
Thee
little,
Stallion.
a little hot girl summer.
That's really where she lives.
Oh yeah,
Like
she's like
just if she comes in once a year, drops a song before Memorial Day weekend, says congratulations guys, I'm out.
So then she's done her job.
That's all we need.
Ugh.
That's all we need.
We deserve more, but that's all we need.
Hands on my knees, shaking ass like I'm a thought shit.
It's
like
so true.
What poetry?
No, Shakespeare could never.
Could never.
And I've always said that. Same with how T-Pain rhymed mansion in Wisconsin. But I don't see Shakespeare ever doing that.
People forget.
Mansion,
People forget
Wisconsin.
what Mr. Tallahassee Payne did for this country.
So true. He changed the fate of middle school dances forever.
God, I would do anything.
Anything.
To be at a night dance.
Anything.
I love the TikToks, and it's like hearing your favorite song when you're in the bathroom at a middle school dance.
It's like, we have to go.
You hear, should I get the maple bottom
And you're like, we
jeans?"
have to run out of the bathroom. You're sprinting out with your friends
Sprinting.
in your shell toes.
I'm like, I've had 6 Sprites tonight.
Yep.
I'm all jazzed up.
I was actually just thinking about that the other day. There was a night dance that we got ready at your house for.
No.
Yes. And we had gone to the mall before.
Yes.
Right after school. Somebody picked us up or whatever. And we went to the mall and we all got new Hollister tank tops.
Yep.
And we layered like 4 of them, obviously.
Of course.
With the bootcut
A
jeans.
cami. Your mom would be so happy.
A cami. My mom would be so
Oh my
happy.
God.
She loves a little cami.
I can picture the jeans I was wearing.
Yep. A little
Big
boot cut.
Like big rips in
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I loved those jeans.
I had a pair of jeans too that I honestly
I feel like
probably
they were low rise too. They must have been.
They must have been at the time.
Disgusting.
It was a different era.
You couldn't pay me to put on a low rise pair of pants right now.
Never again.
No. Like people that were like, it's coming back in style. No, it's not.
No. And it doesn't have to.
No. And like
mid-rise I could deal with, but I prefer my belly button to be covered.
Yeah, obviously.
Right.
And like no, low-rise jeans don't look good on anybody unless you're like Kendall Jenner.
Right.
Unnecessary.
Or like Paris Hilton in 2001.
Right. That's because she was
right.
doing a lot of drugs. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
of course.
but
let's call a spade a spade.
it is what it is, and that's okay. But I feel like style is so funny, and this is such a random topic, but how people were like, you can't take my skinny jeans away, like blah blah blah. Okay, then wear them. It's okay.
Wear them, honey. I'm happy for you.
Love that.
That's how I feel. I won't go back to yoga pants. I won't do it. I just feel like I did my time with yoga pants.
You did.
I wore yoga pants for a very long time. I had the Victoria's Secret ones where you fold them over and it would have the thing. And now yoga pants are back in, but the kids call them, at school, they call them flared leggings.
Oh,
they don't call them yoga pants. They call them flared leggings. Yeah.
I never wore yoga pants.
I was a yoga pants girl.
I was like a big sweats girl.
Yeah, but well, it was hard for me because I was a uniform kid.
I know. So
I never had any individual style. I didn't know how to dress myself. I clearly still don't because I walked out of my house today in my slippers for all of you. If you're not, if you're a listener only, I'm holding up the slippers that I walked out of my house in
comfortable.
Today. They are. I just got them from Amazon. I'll link it on my bio.
I'll buy them. I am influenced.
Thank you.
I was going to ask you when you did you guys ever get dress down days?
Yeah. So if you sold enough calendars, which were basically like raffle tickets, if you sold enough raffle tickets, you could get dress down days.
And where did that money go?
Right into right into their pockets. No.
I will be calling somebody.
Yes, I would like to know where that money went that I paid for my dress down days. No, but then I would just wear, again, like you, like big sweats because I was like,
did you wear sweatpants underneath your skirt ever?
So we could, but our school was strict where you had to take them off like when you got there.
Oh.
Like you couldn't wear them
Did you wear
during
tights?
the day. Yeah, tights. I'll never forget
Ew.
the itch of the back of your leg against like those chairs in the school. I'll never forget it because it would itch so
your
bad.
Winter white, flaky legs.
Yeah.
Not saying you specifically, but just everyone
specifically.
And just like I'm not shaving my legs in the winter. My legs are so hairy right now.
No, me too. I had acupuncture the other day, and I actually said to the lady, I was like, "I'm so sorry, my legs are so hairy." And she was like,
"Do you get it in your legs?"
Yeah,
yeah, cool.
So I don't know the points. I've been going for a couple years now.
Yeah,
and the lady always does. She does points in a bunch of different places. My ears are like a really common one.
Oh my
Sometimes
God, so
for like
cool.
fertility stuff, she'll do them in my stomach. I actually have these, and this might gross some people out, but this is like a take-home needle kind of here on my wrist.
Oh my God,
and
cool.
it's like a little tiny needle, and you kind of press it into your pressure points, like when you feel like you need it. And
I love that.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I was never really big into the holistic stuff until I started doing this, and now I feel like I'm a little bit of a hippie when it comes to this kind of stuff.
I have done a complete 180.
Yeah.
I feel like I used to be like, I'll take any pill you give me.
Totally. And we were drinking Four Locos out of giant plastic Tupperware containers in the woods. And
with
now
horse
I'm like,
tranquilizers in them.
Of course.
This is before they got regulated. I mean, we were
the original Four Loco generation.
Yeah, we're all dying young.
And that says something. Yeah, that's something a little scary about all of us.
But I feel like, and I don't know if it's because we have access to more information now or we're just getting older, but I'm the same way. Like I would much rather try a holistic approach to pain or to anything mental rather than
somebody told me once, like the worst thing, I was a big Excedrin girl.
Yeah.
Like I would take Excedrin all the time, a little bit of caffeine, a little bit of Tylenol. Oh, that gets you feeling great.
Right.
And somebody told me once it's like one of the worst things you can put into your body.
Damn it.
I know. And then I stopped taking it. And I actually, honestly, haven't been getting as many headaches since I stopped taking it.
That's good.
Which is kind of crazy.
Because your body probably builds up a
tolerance to it. Yeah. But yeah, no, acupuncture, I'm a big fan. But she was like, body hair is natural. And I was like, thank you.
I know. Like
so true.
I have so much respect for people that just don't shave. Like,
no, I know.
Like Maggie Rogers was performing. I forget what it was for, but like she lifted up her arms and she just has underarm hair. And I'm like, damn, because it's not even for like other people's approval or like
No.
whatever. It's for me.
Yeah.
And again, that's just because we were like conditioned to do that. But I'm also
Totally.
like, it's itchy.
No, I know.
I'm a hairy girl.
Me too, baby.
I have dark, thick hair.
Me and I've always I feel like you and I growing up, we always both had like a darker, thicker hair.
Yes.
And like it was hard growing up.
Brutal.
It was tough.
Especially with when every boy is like a fucking naked mole rat.
No, I know.
It's not cool.
Like
Why?
I had facial hair before they did.
I still do. I nair my mustache every week.
Period.
You know? And like I do that so other people aren't like, what's going on there?
Beauty is pain, baby.
I know,
And I've
I'm
always
over it.
said that.
I'm over it.
But anyways, anything else you want to add for today?
I don't. I'm gonna miss you next week.
I know, I'm gonna miss you.
But I'm excited your sister's coming. You guys are gonna have such a good time.
It'll be funny. So I'll do a little comment box. You can drop some comments or some questions for me and my sister. I don't know. We'll see what happens over the course of the week. Maybe we'll have some interesting
What
topics.
sign
to
is
chat
she?
about. She is a Leo.
I should have known that.
I was, you know what? She's a Leo, and that's saying something.
What are you?
I'm a
You're
Gemini.
Surprising.
I know. I'm a Gemini, married to a Gemini.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
You guys really defied
we really did
the
defy the
laws.
odds. Like it's
the
really
laws of physics, honestly.
No, I know. What are you guys?
I'm a Scorpio.
I knew you were a Scorpio. What's Rob?
Virgo. He's a Virgo. He's like Beyonce,
Oh yeah, he is like Beyonce.
which makes sense because I
That's
do love
so-
Beyonce.
Yeah, of course. Justin, what are you?
We're both Capricorn.
Oh
Wow.
I don't know what that means.
Another
but yeah.
double
That's
couple.
crazy. Scorpios can't be together.
No.
No.
Well, same with Leos. I wouldn't know. I don't think I could know a single Leo couple. Leos could never go with another Leo.
No.
It would never work.
They're both too full of themselves.
Of course. And
But your sister's really not.
no, she's actually not very full of
At
herself.
all.
But they're very like the other Leo trait is being in charge of things, and she's very good at that. But that's also oldest daughter things.
Yes. For
Like obviously
sure.
we have an older brother, but she's very much like the oldest of the daughters.
Yes.
Like she's very much this is what we're getting, Mom, for Mother's Day. Everybody Venmo me.
Yep. Yeah, which
It's
I
always
love.
fun.
You
Yeah.
got to have one.
Yeah, of course. And it was never going to be me. I told you, I am the Roman Roy of my family. I am the Roman Roy, and my sister
Dying.
is the Shiv, and it's very on brand for all of us.
God, I don't know who I am. I guess my brother would probably be the Roman. Like, am I Kendall?
No, I think you're the Shiv.
You do?
Yeah.
My sister's
I
Kendall?
think no. I think. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Maybe I'm Logan. Just no.
Logan.
I'm cousin Greg.
You're so cousin Greg coded. You are. You absolutely
Quad
are.
squad. I was dying.
Disgusting brothers. Oh my god.
God love him.
Too good.
God love him.
But anyway, so we will see you guys next week. Thank you to Hedge Quarters for having us. Thank you, Justin. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.